You're
Good
not here.
evening.
Welcome. I like that. I like when cat or cat adjacent VTubers say that. Good evening.
I don't have the ears. It's weird when I'm in this form though, because I don't have the ears. But I'm so used to saying good evening for so long that I can't say anything else. Like, what would I say?
Just be not afraid, or just screaming. Just scream into the mic.
Scream. The sound of crackling fire. Yeah, be not afraid.
Yes, I like that one. I like the crackling fire one. That would
Very
be good.
dramatic.
That's for our future collaborations. Will just be ASMR fire screaming. Okay. Wow, either that's a huge spider lady. Oh yeah. I'm actually like, well, I like to tell people I'm 10 foot tall, but even then.
Okay, I mean that would be about half my height.
Yeah,
so
I'm about here.
I just think Cinders is just much closer to the camera than I am.
Yes. Let me just walk forward. Yeah. we had to squish down a little bit to get into.
Yeah, you see that door behind me? Like,
cave.
you're trying to get my halo through that? Like, that's Sorry, I'm in the way of that door now. My bad. You can't
That's
get
okay.
out.
I weren't trying to leave. It's okay. Yeah, you can pick me up by my little spider legs.
Well,
oh, you know that TikTok where they pick people up and then their legs are flying about? That's what I feel like I am. Just
I promise if I grab you with my hair hands, I'll be very careful not to squish you. I promise.
Thank you. Many have tried and failed. You cannot squish me. Not this spider. I have a tough exoskeleton. I think that's right.
I think that's right. I mean, definitely don't ask what happens to other spiders that end up coming into my room. But like, you're
fine.
good. You've got a pass.
Thank you. You can tell it's me because of the green and pink fluorescent.
Exactly. It's very vivid. So there's no way I'm mistaking you for other spiders.
Yes. That's another reason to be so fluorescent. I like it. I'll add to the list of. The other is that I'm poisonous. So if anyone tries to eat me, you're dead. Not venomous, poisonous. You know, like the frogs.
Yeah. I mean, I regret to tell you that I technically don't have a proper digestive system, and so I don't. It wouldn't really bother me that you're poisonous, but
you're not trying to. Yeah, you're not trying to eat me, so it's fine. We're fine.
I'm not trying to.
We're fine. Okay. So this is PurityValentine, also known as Purity. I think I found you. I think over 2 years ago. It was a while ago.
It has been. It's definitely been a while. I mean, I have a bad sense of time. It could have literally been like 3 or 4 years ago. And I wouldn't really know the difference. Well, but it's definitely been a long time, that's for sure.
It would have been about 2 months after I started streaming, I think. So it was about 2 years ago. Because I was looking around, maybe 3 years. Two and it was 2022.
Is that when you started streaming? Oh my god!
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were. I guess new is not the right word anymore. But like, since I've been streaming so long, it's like anyone who hasn't been around since like 2020 is like, wow, you're new to streaming. That's crazy.
It's after the boom of 2020. Yeah, it was a good time, and even then, it's been. I feel like I've been through it a little bit with VTuber and so I've been.
It's always the case.
Yeah, but it's been fun. It's been a consistent whilst life's been happening. So it's always good to. It's a good hobby to have, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good. I like it.
Hello as well, Cinder. Wait, do you have like a chat name for your?
Yes, Cinderlings.
Cinderlings. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't name them though. They named themselves.
They named themselves?
Yeah. Although I think the people that named it that aren't around as much. So they still name themselves even if they're not around as much, but it's stuck.
Yeah. But yeah, so hello Cinderlings, hello Insomniacs, hello greetings. Hi, I am PurityValentine, or just Puri for short, if that's easier. more name-like, to be honest.
Yes. And if anyone isn't following you, even though we will do it at the end as well, let's do a shout out now just to preface it.
Real. I keep telling you that it's a bit. It's a bit.
Brian, that's my friend Goblin telling me that I'm not real.
I mean, I'm also British, so I guess I'm. This is just that this stream isn't real.
It's
this
not
stream
real.
is actually not real.
Look at us. Look at us. We look very real.
It's debatable, but
British.
Well, the kind of fixing
Hello,
you
Yara.
give me.
yeah, you're all hallucinating this stream right now. I hope you're all having a great time just having a very vivid hallucination of a stream.
To the Americans, it's a midday nightmare. No. We're good. Monsters ? We're good ones.
Probably.
The anime people in my screen are very real. Thank you very much. Yes. Question: are both of those arms or hair, or both?
So they are made of hair, yes. But I can use them as proper limbs, as actual hands. I refer to them normally as tendrils, to be honest. But yeah, they are hands as well.
Okay, let's start with my questions. Enough questions about hands. Anyway, okay. When did you start streaming, and what inspired you to start streaming?
So, there's a couple of different ways to answer, which is as a VTuber, as PurityValentine, my first stream was the 27th of September 2020. It was part of the big boom of VTubers in the West. I think Hololive EN had literally just debuted not that long before. And so that's when I really started streaming on a regular schedule. I found streaming through a slightly unusual medium. I am an artist. I do draw to some extent. And at the time, I was really trying to work out how to kind of increase my skill set, to make it so I could do more stuff. And so I used to draw, so in visual novels, the sprites that people use to have character emotions and stuff. I saw that there was a program that existed that could make it so I could animate and make animated versions of those, and it was called Live 2D. I was like, whoa, this is really cool. This is just like a program that I used to use many years ago called M430. And so I started drawing an example, and then I went on YouTube, tried to look up tutorials on how to animate in this program. And I came across two videos. One was by some people may have heard of him, but an artist called Brian Sui. And then the other one was by a VTuber called Kira Omori, who had made this tutorial about how to make your own VTuber Live 2D model. And it was for beginners. It was very simple. And I was following it to do my own little character animation thing. And then it was like, whoa, wait, this is a whole thing. This is a whole medium. And so 8 years ago, I actually used to watch Kizuna Ai back when she was first starting. Sometimes, she wasn't even popular enough at that point that her videos got translated very often. So I was just sitting there, just mostly watching the ones where she was doing bits in English as well. And I was like, this is really cool, but she's a 3D, she's a 3D thing. She has a whole studio. I could never do that. I could never, that's not something that's possible for just a normal person like me. So when I discovered Live 2D and VTubing and all of that stuff, it all really came together. And in 1 week, I sat down, I made my very first VTube model, I made an overlay, I made my Twitch account, I made a Twitter account, I did everything. And I became a VTuber within 7 days of discovering it was possible.
It all made sense.
It did. It all it was such a perfect storm because obviously 2020 was also there was a stranger illness going around, you know.
Yes.
So I was furloughed from work, so I wasn't working at all. I wasn't doing anything. So it was just such a perfect setup to like start streaming and really like my first plan was to only stream like twice a week back at the beginning, but then I ended up streaming like so often. But to be honest, technically that wasn't my first ever stream. I had streamed before, mostly on Picato, like art websites.
Ooh, yeah.
Because like I said, I was an artist, I did commissions and stuff, and one of the things that would help me work on stuff would be like drawing on stream, and so like the commissioner could come in and like comment and be like, oh yeah, this is good so far and stuff. So technically I've had intermittent streams since about 2012, to be honest. But obviously that wasn't as Purity, that was just a strange anomalous internet identity that doesn't exist anymore. So that's that I think is the full story of how I started and inspired by.
Do you remember what your first ever stream was?
Yes, it was. Well, my first one as a VTuber was Minecraft. It was Minecraft for I think about an hour and a half. I was so nervous. I was so scared. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a friend of mine muted in a Discord call with me because I was like, what if everything goes wrong? I need like emotional support. I need my emotional support friend. And I just started getting like so like easily wound up. Like I was just so scared. And then I ended up switching from Minecraft to playing Portal as well. Yes. And there was a whole bunch of scuff between me trying to like switch games as well. It was such a mess.
I've noticed that even now with a lot of newer streamers, even established streamers, where they're doing art and then they bring in their friend just to be able to chat to, and it makes sense. I think it works well. Yeah.
So a lot of my very first streams. I have a friend, their streaming name is Havoc Chagrin. I dragged all my friends into VTubing with me. I was like, you're all coming with. I've just discovered this new thing. Everyone, we're all becoming VTubers now. Yes. And so I basically always used to sit in a call. So Havoc was always there, not speaking most of the time. Well, most of my streams seemed 100% like it was just me, but like just in case something happened, Havoc was there.
And it's good to have someone to just bounce like just things off of, just to if you need that person to talk to. So and also just you don't feel as awkward talking to the abyss.
Yeah, I mean, so I've never actually been like a huge collab person, but obviously back at the beginning, my talking ability wasn't as good. My chat, like I didn't have as much stuff to bounce off of, and so for art streams specifically, I did used to do like open calls, like people, like other streamers could just hop in and like chat, because obviously I was also drawing, so I was partially distracted. I couldn't multitask as well. So yeah, the bouncing off was appreciated, especially in those beginning stages, but I tend not to do it anymore.
I noticed that like a lot of your streams, you very rarely do collab streams. It's mostly it's you and chat. And
yes, well, I love chatting to my chat. If there was another person there, it would be way more difficult for me to be able to talk. I would be distracted every 5 seconds. I'd be like, yes, person, very nice. Wait, hold on, my chat just said something. So, and
then you're worried about talking over them to talk to chat. I get that.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually one of my things. I guess I haven't used Twitch's, I could call it a new feature, but I think it's been around for quite some time now. But when I used to do collabs, if both people were streaming and there was 2 chats to pay attention to, like I didn't want to just like read only my chat. Like I wanted to be able to see, you know, what like the other person was, just in case someone asked a question like that would be addressed to me. So I would have to be paying attention to 2 chats. And so I really didn't like having to do that because I just felt so distracted all the time. And so now when I do collab, it's only on one channel. But I guess the whole like shared chat thing would probably eliminate that. But I still don't collab very much, so it ends up not being very relevant.
Yeah, the shared chat is good because otherwise sometimes your collaborator would be replying to people and you'd be like, "Who? What? Huh?"
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you can
Context,
see it
please.
now. Yeah, especially when there would be someone in chat like having a completely like unrelated conversation to what was going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good. It's good to everyone's on the same page now. Speaking of streams, what do you do on stream? What games do you play?
Well, games. I've heard of them. I've heard of
them.
video games.
A couple of them.
A couple of them. So honestly, I've been undergoing a very, very slow transformation of my content. So when I first begun, definitely video games were my main content. I really like roguelikes, rhythm games. I do play MMOs, but I don't tend to stream them, like World of Warcraft and RuneScape. But yeah, I end up not really enjoying the way that they format into like a stream situation. Art streams has always been a thing that I've done a lot. But honestly, what I do on stream, what I'm trying to switch to a majority of is crafting, making things, learning as many craft type things as I can, which is like model building, like Gunpla and garage kits, miniature painting. But I have so many of just little like crafts things now that is what I want to have be my main content, that I would say that is what I do on stream. But I'm still working on it. I'm recovering from like a little bit of like a very long burnout period. So it's a slow process, but
Yeah.
I still love my rhythm games. I still play my rhythm games sometimes. I do like those.
Yeah, I saw you miniature painting, and also you've done some cooking streams.
Oh god, yeah. Cooking stream. It's been quite a long time since I've done a
Yeah.
cooking stream. It's quite difficult. I live with my family, and they kind of have domination over the kitchen, so it's not very easy for me to be like, "Hey guys, yeah, I'm just gonna invade."
I'm just gonna come in here with cameras and everything.
Like, don't come in. I hope you don't need to eat for the next few hours, like my kitchen. So I don't do cooking streams very often, but they were always fun, if a little bit scary to do.
I think it's definitely my aim is to have a space where, because I also live with my parents. My aim is to have somewhere where I can do the cooking streams, because that's my aim. I don't want to be confined to this digital space. I want at least to be able to do more crafts, more things like that. So
yeah, I mean, so I got my dad to build me a whole special desk for my craft stuffs. I don't do it on my computer. On my computer desk, there's just not enough space with all my like tablet and all my stream gear. So I have a whole separate desk now that is specifically for my crafting, and I have like the overhead camera and like the big ring light and everything now. So it's definitely nice to have that separate space. Yeah, although mine is still in my room. So
yes, it's good. Other than streaming, what are your hobbies that you like to do outside of it?
See, so when I first started streaming, I let it completely consume every single aspect of my life. I very much, like, if there was something I could do, I wanted to do it while streaming. And so kind of all of my hobbies became related to streaming, even if they weren't in the first place. So like all my crafting stuff, all my art stuff, even now my singing and like trying and just everything became related to streaming. So I don't have that many hobbies outside of streaming. The only one I would really say anymore is I've always made a lot of characters, a lot of OCs and stuff, and that is still something I don't really include in my streaming, other than I guess for myself, like for Purity. But everything else is very much like, can I make it included in my streaming? Yes, it's a streaming hobby now.
I feel like that too. Everything has become around the streaming. I need to do some other things.
Yeah, it was definitely something that contributed to my burnout a little bit. Having that much, like, not having anything that wasn't like, oh, I need to save this for stream. This is a stream thing now.
I have so much Lego I haven't built yet because I'm like, oh, I could build that on stream. It's like, no, I could just build this, but no, it's just sitting there.
I understand. That is 100%. Yeah, I understand that. Like,
I have a whole bonsai tree I haven't built.
Oh, you have the I've seen that. That's really cool. Yeah. Now I want to be unhealthy and tell you to build it on stream because I want to see you build it. But also, please enjoy your hobbies like just normally as well.
Then I have to clear my desk, and I'll do it at some point. But your stream times are normally normal UK times, I think.
Yeah, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. With then a reading stream that's like at 2 a.m. because I'm normal. But that's supposed to be like my reading stream is supposed to be like, oh, you can use this to sleep and wind down kind of thing. So
okay, now going more into your character. So starting with what the lore of your character, and feel free to take your time and go through because I know you've had. I've got pictures as well. So if you want, you can talk about inspirations. Go wherever you want to go with it. And
okay. So yeah, like so what you the little form that you gave me for this, I was like, oh, I'll just say like a really short summary just for me to like reference while I'm talking. Mm-hmm. And then that's like the longest paragraph I've written on the whole thing, and that's not even like super detailed. The regrets of being someone who has been creating characters since I was a child means that I always get like way too into it, and I'm like, well, what if I also put this idea into it? So to try and make a vague summary of my lore, I do intend to like make an actual video about it, and I did attempt beforehand when I was doing the model reveal of this specific model, but it ended up just being way more work than I expected, and I ended up getting rushed, and it didn't end up kind of being released. But for a short version, at the core, I'm a cat ? I started streaming looking like a cat girl. However, I am a being that has existed since the dawn of humanity. Ever since sentient humans have existed, I have formed on the edge of the universe. I am a being purely comprised of the feelings of justice and purity of humankind. As long as humans exist, I will continue to exist. However, like I said, I was formed on the edge of the universe, which is the same place where real angels, specifically Ophanim or thrones, as they're more commonly known, also form. And so I look very much like them, but do not mistake. I'm not actually an angel. I am actually just pretending. I just look very similar to them. But being on the edge of the universe, being so far from Earth and humans, and yet being this manifestation of their feelings, I was like, I don't really get it. Why do humans act like this? Why are they not being just? Why are they the way they are? And so I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll pretend to be an angel, and I'll go to Earth, and I'll find out. I'll head over. And so I traveled, I sent a part of myself, which is this part that you see right now, to Earth to come and speak to humans, to come and find out what the whole deal with. And so for the past 20,000 years or so, I've been exploring Earth and trying to figure out what the whole deal was with humans. But humans are really complicated. humans have a lot of interesting feelings and experiences that shape their lives, and I just still didn't get it. I just still didn't understand. And so around the 1990s, I made a decision, which was to put my essence, to put my knowledge and myself into a human-ish baby, to transfer everything that I knew and become a human, to become a mortal, to live that kind of life, to find out, like, you know, what is the deal? Why do they act like that? I don't know if you know much about babies,
Not really.
but they don't really.
Go.
Yeah, you don't have to have like a detailed knowledge of babies, but you should probably know that their brains are not fully developed when they're born, and therefore trying to put over 20,000 years of knowledge into a tiny human skull doesn't really work out. And so, in transferring myself into a baby, I forgot everything. Who I am, what I am. I just transferred my consciousness and completely lost the concept of everything that I am. And so I grew up like a normal human, cat girl.
Question mark.
Just a normal, yeah. Well, no, I didn't know I was a question mark.
Oh.
I just thought I was actually just a kimono Mimi, just a human with cat ears and cattail. I just thought I was very normal. So I lived a very normal human life. And now life isn't easy as a human. And despite the fact that I didn't remember that I was an angel, well, angel question mark, was a being comprised of purity and justice, the impurities and corruption of just like day-to-day life really got to me. And so growing up, I became very jaded. I became very like defensive. I experienced some really not good things that made me like very much doubt like why people are the way they are. And so I became kind of an evil form of myself, which is referred to as malady.
Mm-hmm.
Until I slipped into a liminal space created by a fae known as Havoc Chagrin. In entering that liminal space, I reconnected with my angel question mark form. I remembered the fact, now that I was old enough, now that I had a little bit more brain space in my skull, I was able to remember what I was actually. Unfortunately, I was still too corrupted to actually fully connect again with myself, because this angel question mark form is a being of justice and purity. I was just too impure, quote unquote, to be myself again. And so I started streaming. I wanted to kind of become a better me again. I named myself Purity, to kind of embody the aspect of what I wanted to be. And through streaming and through meeting a lot of really nice people and getting to see some really good things, I shed a lot of that corruption. I regained my faith in humanity, and I became Purity and was able to retake my angel question mark form. But I can switch, of course, between my angel form and my cat question mark form. Mm-hmm. That is about the long and short of it.
And it's really good.
Sorry, that was a lot. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And before stream, we were talking briefly about how Cinders, I feel like it's a really good evolution of your VTuber over time.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I've gone from being a just a normal looking cat question mark to being a giant 22-foot tall angel self. There is also a true form, actually. I didn't share an image of my true form. I don't have a good drawing of it because it is an incomprehensibly huge mass of rings, eyes, and teeth and everything. So
yes, I like that. Hopefully you can become that. I'd really like to see
That's on the edge of the universe. Do you want me to throw you to the edge of the universe so you can check it out? Okay, no problem. We'll go on holiday to the edge of the universe.
Well, I think it'd be really cool to have for like a live 2D model, like an unconventional live 2D model that isn't human and maybe isn't symmetrical and maybe like just something crazy. I think
have
awesome.
spoken about having it in a rendered 3D form that like is somewhat comprehensible, but I think it would be a lot of work because obviously it is supposed to be a very incomprehensible, like constantly shifting form that, you know, is kind of meant to like almost hurt to look at because it's that confusing because it's not meant for mortals. But
Itter form, as in itter, as in painful. Itter.
Yeah.
Itter.
You look
Or
at
the
me.
cars. Itter. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it would probably be like so close up. You'd be like, yes, this is me on stream, and then it would just be like just your shoulder in your other form.
Well, it doesn't have. It's not humanoid. It's just.
Okay. Whatever your version of a shoulder is.
Just a random wing sticking.
Yeah. It's just a slight hoop just coming through the screen.
Yeah.
Has to be sent to you in person. Just define all boundaries of the stream. To add to this question, people are asking about the baby's soul. What you do with that?
So I've sort of addressed this before. So I did technically replace a real person, but I mean, they were a baby. They were like just barely born. Like they were barely even a person.
Oh god,
so, there's probably some like moral worries to have there, but like don't think about that too hard.
They went to a nice place. They were eternally rewarded.
Yeah, exactly. They were completely they've never sinned. They've just been born. I'm sure they got reborn in a much in a much nicer and less dangerous place.
Yeah, they're having a good time now. They're good.
Yeah. Sorry, baby. Sorry, baby.
Well, okay then. I'm going to show the 3 pictures, or actually 4 pictures of kind of the designs. There you go.
Yeah, so my cat form, when I made it when I designed it in 2020, where I'm leaving the take a step back from being the character for a second.
Yes.
I have been making characters for a really long time, like I said. In 2018, I made this character. This is not Purity. This is I'm not going to tell you her name, but she was a character I made specifically as a YouTuber. I made her as like a parody of you know, the YouTubers that do like really dramatic story times.
Oh yeah.
That are like, oh my god, I nearly died at the mall kind of things. I made her as a parody of that. She's like very like pastel goth, like kind of causes a lot of drama, you know, but she's a character. However, she was a really popular character of mine. Like people that I knew were like, oh my god, I really love her. I love her design and everything. So in 2020, when I wanted to make my own VTuber for myself, I didn't want to rely on the kind of stuff that I normally did for like my personas and stuff, which is like a lot of collared shirts and like very formal looking stuff. And so I instead looked at this character and was like, well, people really liked her. So what if I just use a lot of the elements that I put into her and I turn them into this new character? If you want to hit slide.
There you go.
This was the very first drawing of PurityValentine. This was drawn literally within the week of the 27th of September 2020. This was my first ideas. There were a couple different like shirt variations. There was like a much looser one that kind of hung around the shoulders. There was like some jewelry and stuff originally in the sketches. But this is the one that became the canon, and this is what I then turned into a live 2D model. So you can see like the aspects of the skirt and the little orbs on the belt and the neck. Both kind of were carried over from the original pre-Purity. That character still exists. They are still one of my characters. I don't really use them anymore because I'm busy being a streamer, but kind of that is still the actual inspiration for Purity. It is also argued, and I got told to mention this on my own stream when I was talking about how I would be talking about the inspirations. Growing up, one of my very early games was Devil May Cry.
Yes.
I played a lot of that. So the white hair, the red, the black, the gothic vibes, the whole like vaguely like demon related like religious iconography definitely was not intentionally inspired, but just consistently is in the back of my mind at all times, because Devil May Cry just was very a big part of my childhood growing up. So it kind of exists in tandem with all my other concepts. Which is it? Yeah. So I think it was 2022 that I started coming up with the design for my angel form. It might have been late 2021, to be honest. And this was the very first drawing I did of the idea for the angel form. I'd kind of been floating it around in my head anyway. But then a friend of mine was like, oh, I'm gonna do like a tarot card series of drawings. And so I was like, oh, I need the tower. Because I love the tower is like my card. That's my representative. The whole like linking to what I said about my lore is also kind of like not the furthest away from some of my actual like lived experience. So that whole concept of you have to lose everything dramatically before things can then be rebuilt better is very important to me. However, in looking for more designs to draw for the tarot cards, my friend was like, well, can we also use this like angel design that you've been like talking about for justice? And I was like, yeah, okay, give me a minute. I'll work out how I'll work out how I look. And so I ended up drawing this. And so I'm going to shift slightly because I actually have my model has this something closer to this outfit, but it's too close to my hips, and I don't want to risk your stream.
We've already had that. Someone went fully topless on my stream.
So I'm just gonna shuffle here.
Yeah, I'll stand in front of you.
No, I do have like the leotard on.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But yeah, I came up with this form for that. And slowly it just got refined into, having the extra outfit, cool. Having the slightly more detailed eyes on my face, and all of that kind of stuff. So
this is essentially just a different outfit toggle for I didn't know you had multiple. That's really cool. I really like the rings.
Thank you.
Really cool.
I don't show this one very often because
the bottom part.
Yeah, it's literally just a leotard. It's literally just a leotard. So my legs are like fully exposed. And I know Twitch are just a little bit funny about hips, so I don't want to be risking that. But yeah, this is a whole separate toggle I have for that.
And it's cool how it like with this one it like outlines the bun, and I don't know, just everything makes sense. Everything's good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of this. But yeah, in general, like this is.
And I like your lack of feet.
Thank you. Yeah, I have no feet. I just have these little points.
It's kind of scary, but in like a good way. I like that.
I don't need feet. Look how many wings I have. I don't need feet at all. Like I'm so sorted for transport.
And then that's the full.
Yeah. Yeah, so Senmu made my model. He's a very talented Japanese artist. I do recommend, if you look him up, be aware that he does draw a lot of gory art. He draws a lot of sensitive subjects. So if that's not what you're into, please look with caution. But he's a very talented artist with a very distinctive style, and I'm a huge fan. And so yeah, I got my model made by him couple of years ago now.
Speaking of being a fan of art, I'm gonna very professionally look on here and make my screen bigger. Hang on. So yeah, I was like, oh, send what art you have, and you're like, here's all the art.
Well, I say all the art. I'm like really bad at keeping this super organized, but this is most of the art I've ever received. Anyone that draws me, I do my best to remember to save it and then upload it onto this website. This is a website called Toy House. It is specifically like a character storage website. I love it. I've been using it for years. But yeah, I basically, any art I get, I try and put into my gallery so I can save it forever and ever and ever.
Yes. And I will link this in when I put the YouTube of this up. I will put this in the description so people can have a look, and then they too can discover where you got all your art from and find some good artists. You have so much.
There's so much. I've honestly, when I'm feeling down, like when I'm like, oh no, I'd like streaming is hard sometimes. Like I look at my galleries and just remember how much people have supported me. And obviously the art is only one part of that. Like, you know, a lot of people show support in ways that is not art, but the art is also a very like tangible, like, you know, so many people have put so much time and effort into drawing me, and I'm just ever appreciative because it means the world to me.
I know how excited Dolly was when she got to draw you. She was so excited. I think it's on the first page. This one.
Yeah. I think there's two drawings from Dolly actually.
There is. This one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so happy. And when people tell me that they like my design and like that it inspires them to draw as well, like I'm so happy.
Yeah. And then you have this form as well.
Yes.
And I'm sure over time this is gonna grow.
Yeah, like I said, I really there's some stuff that's missing that I really need to upload, especially more recent stuff. But I get so much cool stuff that honestly it's really hard for me to keep up. But yeah, a huge thank you to all the artists that do draw, all the people who do like write messages and stuff, because it really does help me keep going.
As well as your design, what was your inspirations for your name?
So it was really important to me that I didn't use a Japanese name. When I first started streaming, it was still very common with the majority of VTubers, whether they were English speaking or Japanese speaking. I mean, obviously Japanese speaking people would use Japanese names. That just makes sense. But a lot of English speaking people were using Japanese names as well. And I just felt like a little bit odd about it because I am British.
Yes.
It's like there's nothing Japanese about me. So I was like, I want an English name, but not necessarily like a normal, like human name. I want something that's like distinctively like some kind of like noun or description. And so kind of with my design in mind, my design came first before the name. With all the red and the love core kind of concepts I had at the beginning, Valentine fell in place very easily. Valentine I was like, yes, this is distinctive. This is like a very like good name to use. And then there were a couple of iterations of me trying to like look through nouns and stuff until I landed on Purity, and with all like the white in my design and kind of like I thought it flowed really well with the Valentine as well. PurityValentine just is really nice, and it shortens to Puri, so it all just ended up like fitting together very nicely. So
I always thought it was like purr like a cat.
you like that does get said a lot, but it was actually unintentional. The purity was never actually like considered until people started pointing it out afterwards.
It makes sense. It all came together.
It did.
What are your
Yes.
goals for your streaming?
So I try not to set myself like really rigid goals, because obviously all these things like, so I can put in time and effort and everything, but I can't, like, I don't want to be like, oh well, I need to reach like a certain amount of viewers, I need to reach, like, I need to have sponsorships and all this kind of stuff, because that doesn't rely like fully on me. So for me, it's just really important that I just keep on improving and keep on working on the things that I love, working on the things that I want to improve at. I do have like a couple of like the things for this year. I want to start. I used to have a merch store with a website called Designed by Humans, but they shut down.
I saw that.
But you used to be able to buy like mouse mats and mugs and stickers and stuff through them. This year, it is a goal for me to start being able to distribute merch myself. To get a virtual office set up and actually like start selling my own merch, and potentially, if that goes well, like even being able to do stuff for other VTubers as well. Because yes, there are loads of stuff like other companies that like VTubers can work with, but they're all normally they cater towards quite big people. So I'm just a small indie VTuber. Please understand.
Yeah, I've been looking around for merch stuff. I settled on using Fourth Wall at the moment, just for some like general stuff. But yeah, there was several I was looking at, and I don't know, they don't quite hit it. So maybe we'll talk more in the future.
Maybe, yeah. Like one of the things I really wanted to make the most was like keychain. I love keychains. I love keychains so much. Yes. But like none of the websites I ever looked at like ever do like keychains, and standees. Like good luck ever finding standees on like a normal merch website. So those are the stuff that I really wanted to look into the most and get made. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. That is my goal for this year. That is fully actionable by myself. Of course, I would love to like improve as a streamer and be bigger as well. But you know, these things will happen if they happen, and you know, we'll see.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be cool. Have you used like Vogue Grace or any of those kind of sites for keychains before?
I've heard about Vogue Grace. I used a different website. I did get some prototypes made. Actually, if I drag an image on screen, I wonder.
Yes, that'll work.
Will it
should
appear?
It should.
Okay.
I think if you pin it on yourself, it will appear.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a second. I forgot that this might be a thing that I talk about. So I don't send emails super often though, so it should be pretty easy to find. Yeah, there we go. Download.
And Mama, we will get to the questions. Don't worry. Don't worry, you will not be forgotten.
All right. Oh, gee, that's a big image.
Don't worry.
Okay, I've pinned it to myself, so hopefully it will load in a second.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, perfect. That works really well, actually.
Yeah, so this is the merch that I got produced from. I think the website was called Melody Charms.
Oh, that's
So there was a person. There's another streamer that I'm friends with, called Numbers 7192. Who one of their viewers, who also watches me, got a little standee made, and it looked really good quality, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's from this Melody Charms," and I was like, "All right, well, I'll go check them out."
Go.
So
yeah.
So yeah, that's where I got mine from. So yeah, the prototypes do exist, and yeah, hopefully this year I'll be able to actually like start selling these.
Rangers is asking, since you've been streaming for so long, any lessons you've learned or things you would do differently?
I mean, if I had to try again from the beginning, I probably would have done like everything the way that I did. Simply because a lot of it was lessons I had to learn by trying.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing for me, and I think we'll probably end up talking about this later based on one of the questions. So I started streaming. I was like, I'm going to stream every Wednesday and every Sunday. And it very quickly escalated to me basically streaming 5 days a week, 2 streams on one of the days, and then also doing collabs with people, also appearing on other people's channels. I completely overwhelmed myself. There was one week that I did 9 collabs in one week.
Wow. I think I'm doing well if I do one.
Yeah, I completely overwhelmed myself. And so I did end up suffering from quite a severe bout of burnout that I still, to this day, do kind of face the consequences of. So take it slow. You know, do give yourself enough time to, like, do things outside of streaming. It's so easy as a streamer to be like, well, I can turn everything I do into content. I'll think about stream all the time, but it's just, and it's so tempting because you want to put everything into it, but it's also just so dangerous from a burnout perspective. So that is my main thing, I'd say.
Yeah. When I do anything that isn't streaming, I'm like, but I could be streaming. And then but I've been a bit better.
You've got to force yourself to like do things off stream, even if you think they would be good on stream. Like you've just got to let yourself do things.
Have an off stream game.
Yeah.
Play 5,000 hours of Vintage Story off stream, and then only ever stream in the middle of winter in the game. Have you played Vintage Story?
I haven't, but I've heard all about it. I've been recommended it, but I don't have it.
I feel like you'd like it. I think you'd like it. It's good. It's a good game.
500 hours to a new game. Let's go.
That's my hyperfixation at the moment. Anyway, where our questions? Edamame. I know you had another question. Oh, how did you come up with the model? You kind of went over that.
Yeah, I kind of went over that.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't mention about the model design is so I did grow up. I'm sorry, I'm going to try and like glance over this a little bit because I know that this can be a bit of a subject. I grew up. My primary school was a Church of England primary school, and so religion was always kind of like around. Like we often went to like a nearby church and stuff. And so religious iconography was always like very common for me growing up. And that is why I am a biblically accurate angel and have all those kind of like concepts as well.
Yes. What is your favorite game? Did you say?
It's such a difficult question to answer because it depends on my mood. Like, there's so many games that I'll play for hours and hours and hours and hours just because I'm in the correct mood for it. Like, I will lose sleep over like cozy farming games if I'm in the right mood. I would say that my go-tos for favorite games, I had my soul sold to Blizzard when I was a child, so I need everyone to forgive me real fast. My very first game was StarCraft, and so I did start playing World of Warcraft when I was 11 years old. And so my go-to a lot of the time is still World of Warcraft. It is a comfortable game for me. I used to be a hardcore raider when I was a teenager. And so for me it is a very much like a go-to like stress relief kind of do whatever game. Muse Dash, I love rhythm games, so Muse Dash is always a nice go-to for me as well. And I've forgotten every other game that exists in the universe, so
that's what matters. It doesn't matter. Okay. Next question. Oh, it looks huge. It's not too big. What do you think has kept you so active over the past few years, while other people have seemed to burn out and graduate?
So this is the question that made me really start thinking about burnout and everything, because I don't consider myself to have stayed super active, and I have definitely burnt out. Like I said, I used to stream so often, and then for a long time, I was so consistent. I was really good, and then I crashed. I flew too close to the sun, and my streams suddenly became very inconsistent. I stopped posting schedules, and I'm only really just starting to be able to start posting schedules again, albeit with a much lower frequency of streams than I used to have. And I have to consciously tell myself as well, like, you know, despite the fact that there's so much stuff I want to do, like, I need to make sure that I don't schedule myself for like too much stuff. And so really for me, the thing that has kept me going and why I haven't quit streaming is simply because I do love it. I love streaming. For me, it's a big part of my socialization. I'm a very isolated person. I spend most of my time when I'm not streaming just sitting listening to music on my own. I've never played like big multiplayer games. I know World of Warcraft is a online massively multiplayer game, but I do play it solo. But I'm very isolation based, and so for me streaming is a really important part of like me getting to talk to people. And also just like I've learned so much from streaming. It's a part of my lore and everything, but I genuinely did have my faith in humanity really resurrected by streaming and getting to meet so many people and like talk to people who have had such a wide array of experiences that I've never like seen before. So it is that keeps me coming back and keeps me trying hard. Like,
yeah, it makes you feel so connected. Yeah, connected
Yeah.
to the world. Especially if you are someone that maybe does feel isolated. I know I feel quite isolated, you know, where I am in the UK. I stay inside a lot, so being able to
Yeah,
stream
I mean,
and
I'm
everything
I'm absolutely a shut in as well. Like, I barely go outside. Like, and like I used to work, so I have not always been a neat. But I did used to work pre-COVID, but I haven't basically since COVID. And so yeah, streaming is all of the my chance to speak to people.
Yeah, I before I got my recent job, I wasn't working for I think about a year and a half. And I was also streaming, and it was just like that one thing that I could keep myself almost sane by being like,
Yeah.
okay, I got this to do. I can do this. I can.
Yeah, you got a schedule. You can remember what day of the week it is.
Yeah. Edamame is saying, do you like story-based games? And I'm going to read Edamame's mind right now, and I'm going to continue that on with, have you played Detroit Become Human?
That's an interesting jump. Okay, so yes, I really do like story-based games. However, I don't tend to stream them purely because I get so invested in the story that I want to pay attention to everything, and therefore the like trying to balance my attention between chat and the story, and then I feel like I miss things in the story, and I'm like, oh no. I have not played Detroit Become Human. The only game I've played any of by is it director, producer of that, is Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, which is a bizarre game to say the least. But okay, am I being recommended Detroit Become Human right now? Is that what's happening?
Edamame's #1 fan of that game, and yeah. So.
I see.
I knew it was coming, and they said I was going to add, but yeah, I know. I can read your minds. Okay. Rangers asked, do you have any techniques to keep streaming fresh?
So here's the thing about keeping stream fresh and stuff is I actually think it really depends on what kind of streamer you are and what you are going for as your target for whether you actually want to keep things fresh. I am a cozy, my whole tagline thing is that I'm a cozy cat ? So I try and be consistent, reliable, like just kind of like a very like constant state of like you're not like jumping at every second like, oh wow, something new. I mean, not like, so I do like for my craft stuff, I have like so many different things I can do. I have like gunpla, I have modeling clay, I have even a wooden block for trying wood carving at some point.
Wow.
Miniature painting. So I keep a variety of stuff, but I don't really try and like do something super fresh and new and wild, because that's just not the kind of person, not the kind of streamer I am. People tell me they come to my streams to like chill, relax, like at the end of a work day, or drawing work if they're able to get away with it. So that's the kind of person that I am.
Yeah. And you do art streams?
I do.
Yes.
I do art streams. Yes. I do draw normal digital art. I have also done traditional art on stream. The majority of my content, my slow switch, I did speak about it a little bit earlier, is a majority moving towards arts and crafts. But I do also do games sometimes.
Yeah. The miniature you were painting the other night, what was that from?
It is a Warhammer 40k Drakari / Dark Eldar incubi. They are torture vampires, but mine only torture bad people. Okay, I just wanna I don't know like a huge amount about Warhammer lore, but I just want to say that the ones that I've been painting are definitely less bad than all
They're
of the
moral
other
ones. Yes, they had reason for it.
They
sure.
still torture because they have to for lore reasons, or else I don't know, their soul starts getting siphoned or something. But they only turn bad people into living chairs and stuff. It's fine.
Oh my god. Emotionally complex. I like that. Yes. Oh, that's actually a good question. Ooh, what anime do you like to watch, if you do watch any anime?
I used to watch anime.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch anime. I probably sometime around the time I became a VTuber, I stopped watching anime. My dad watches a lot of anime still, and so whenever I see him, I end up watching anime. Nowadays, really, I do read manga more often because I can read manga super, super quick. So, like, when Frieren started getting popular, I literally like, blitzed through the manga of that, like, all of the chapters in a couple of nights. My favorite anime, I'm gonna say something and it's gonna hurt me. Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. You know, the one with the film that has literally been delayed again. Like, literally today, we just received the news that the next film has been delayed again. But it's fine.
I love doing that to Magical Girl. And anything aimed at at women seems to be...
It hurts me.
Yeah.
I want I want to know what happens. I need.
The Cardcaptor Sakura, they did the clear card stuff. They left it on a cliffhanger, and they haven't done anything in like 4 years.
No! Oh, that
it
is
made
torture.
me crazy. I don't know why they do it to the magical girls. They're being told to question you about food. Do you like baked beans?
Nope.
I love baked beans. There we go. Good conversation.
Good conversation.
Average British day.
Pie Dots is doing something very dangerous. I am a very picky eater. There is a lot of food that I do not like. Lots of food that I do not like. And so getting into a debate about food with me is a dangerous thing, because people are like, oh my god, my favorite food is this, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like it.
Diabolical British food. No. Beans on toast is 10 out of 10. And it's okay if you don't like beans on toast. I'll eat all the beans on toast.
Okay, I will drop one British food opinion, and that is that Yorkshire puddings are peak.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yorkshire puddings, but I turn them into little pies. So like I'll cut up all the rest of the. So you have roast dinner, but I'll cut all the pieces up and I'll put them into a large Yorkshire pudding, and then eat it like a pie. Like I'll pick it up.
So I actually they do those now. Like you can actually like when you go to fairs and stuff, you can buy like Yorkshire puddings like wrapped around like roast meat and potatoes and stuff. They actually do those like as an actual thing now.
I was a genius the whole time and I didn't know.
Yeah, you were ahead of the curve.
I thought I was just a mess, and I thought I was just playing with the food. I thought I was...
No,
Okay,
you were
I'm
onto
so
something. You were onto something.
Oh, Vimto? That's like a blackcurrant, right? I think it's
I've had it when I was a kid, but I'm not like a big fan of it.
Yeah, I know. But I'm more of a Robinson's summer fruits kind of person, you know.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
Yes. That's too healthy for me. I'm an
That's too
energy
healthy.
drink. I'm an energy drinker.
Oh, to be fair, it's normally Coca-Cola, but that's not very British. So
No, true.
I do love Coca-Cola. I was bad. I bought Coca-Cola today. I meant to be just having Coke Zero. I pretty much 100% switched over. But I bought Coca-Cola today because I've had a bad migraine week, so I'm like, I'm gonna treat myself. I'll treat myself with Coca-Cola.
Edamame, how did you?
How it's okay, Edamame. That's fine.
American. No.
Did you not notice we had? Well, I guess we don't have that similar accents.
Well, I mean, we're from different regions, so. But yes, no, I'm British. This is British. Yeah, I just have a slightly different accent from a lot of other British people. Yeah,
She's
I'm not a
Londoner.
Londoner. I'm not from down south.
I'm from down south. Disgusting. London. No.
I'm sorry, I really don't like London.
I know. You talk to everyone from outside London and they're just like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I like London. I was looking up how much rent it was around where I live, and it's for one bedroom, it was like 1,800.
Yeah. London's a terrifying place.
I don't even live in like central. I'm like on the outskirts.
God. Yeah, I could never. Terrifying.
No, if and when I move out of here, it's gonna be outside of London.
Yep,
I ain't
makes
staying
sense.
here.
Yeah,
it was expensive.
I actually think something that goes like very under talked about is really between Britain and America. There are actually a lot of cultural differences.
Yes.
Like, I think because we speak the same language, people kind of assume that we are very similar. And yes, we do have a lot of similarities. But visiting the other country is still, like, definitely a different, slight cultural difference. And so I do think it is worth traveling if you are able to, when it's safe to do so.
They had drive-through ATMs.
What?
Yeah. I don't know why that was like the most like confusing part to me. It's like, what do you mean drive-through ATMs? What?
The biggest difference I would actually say is how people act. People in America are like so much more likely to approach you randomly and like start talking. And Americans are also very straightforward. Like they will tell you what they think 99% of the time. Meanwhile, British people, I think it's spoken about as a joke, but it really is real. How British people do speak with a lot of a veneer of like read between the lines to understand what they're saying. Like the word "oh, nice" means a billion different things depending on the inflection.
Yes. And as someone who has a lot of difficulty understanding inflection and tone and all these kinds of things, I actually find speaking to Americans
it's a bit of
easier.
a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah, with British people, I can't. I don't know what's happening. Do you hate me? Please don't hate me. But Americans will just tell you.
I just have to take them at their word. Like, if they say they like something, I'm just going to have to be 100% sincere about it. And if they have a problem, they're going to have to turn around and say, wait, I was being sarcastic.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Help. I don't understand sarcasm. If all of your plushies, figurines, were to fight in a battle royale, which one would win?
I had to think about this for a while. So I have a decent amount. I don't have a huge collection, but I did literally just recently acquire a display case specifically for all my figurines. I have a lot of the Pop-Up Parade Hololive ones. I have like an entire set of the Love Live Muse characters in like their cute maid idol outfits. So it took me a while, like looking at all my figures and everything, and figuring out who would win. And so I have actually a link here. Can I post links in your chat?
Yeah, it should be able to. It shouldn't kill you. You should.
So this is not an entire list of my collection, but this will give you a vague idea of some of the figurines I do have. And so my answer is, I have a cute little Madoka. And I think she would win. Not because she's the strongest. Not because she's the most powerful. I don't even have Madokami. Like, it's just normal Madoka. But I do have 4 Akemi Homuras, including the Devil Homura. And I think those 4 Homuras would do absolutely everything in their joint power to make Madoka win. And through enough time loops, I think they'd do it. So the answer is Madoka, if not by her own skills.
So do you think they would work together?
I think the four Homuras would end up cooperating to make. Yeah, the real answer is Yuri. Through the power of love of Madoka, they would come together and make her win.
You have so many figures. I again, with the toy house and with this, I need to start listing out my stuff.
Am I introducing you to a whole bunch of cool websites?
It's like
I love figure collection.
I have so much Cardcaptor Sakura. I need to.
I have a lot less plushies than figurines because plushies take up a lot more space. I have a few Mikus. Like I have the normal Miku. I have like a Sakura Winter Miku. I have Kaito. My most important plushie, my love and joy as part of my shrine, is my Coco Kiryu plushie, the official Coco Kiryu plushie, who is my love and joy and my darling, because that is my Oshi, and I will never let her go. When I go to last year when I went to Vexpo, I literally took Coco in a bag with me. I don't know if I have a good photo. I don't have a good photo. I have a bad photo of my shrine. Look at my Coco plushie.
It's your Oshi.
That's my Oshi. I love my Oshi. Do you have a keychain plushie? I don't. Well, I do have a smaller Coco plushie. There is an artist on Twitter called Kusa, who makes a lot of little crocheted plushies on commission, and I actually did commission him to make Coco because I'm normal and well adjusted, and I need my Oshi. My Oshi died so long ago. It's so hard for me to get much of her, but it's fine. I'm still slowly building my collection.
If you had to think of a question, this was one of the submit things. Would you want to be? You would want to be asked, but haven't been. What question would it be?
So, unfortunately, there isn't really anything because I am a certified yapper. If I want to talk about something, I will not wait to be asked. I will just talk about it. I don't know the definition of shutting up. I'm really bad at ending my streams on time. I do a reading stream that is only supposed to be like an hour long of me specifically reading. And yet I spend maybe 2% of it actually reading and the other percent just talking for multiple hours. So, yeah, there's not really anything. I guess maybe if there is a question, I'm so sorry, Cinders. The question is, wow, Purity, do you want my Steam trading cards? In which case, please ask me that question. The answer is yes.
It's like 20 cents. You can have it.
Yay! Yeah, I'm gonna look through your inventory after stream, and I'll just send you a request with like a grabby hand, like please.
Please give these. Britt wants to know spaghetti or meat, and also
meat.
answer. I don't know why he's being so demanding. Meat. That's a good answer.
I don't actually like spaghetti. I don't like pasta. So meat. I will
Good
devour
option.
a steak.
Yes.
If you ever need to placate me, give me steak.
That's always good. If I'm having a bad time,
been
why
banned.
why
I've
are
been
you saying
banned.
banned?
I'm sorry for not
Was it the
looking
wrong
past
answer?
her. I'm so sorry.
What is your favorite soup?
My favorite soup
Yeah.
is a good old, just plain tomato soup. Heinz
Yes.
tomato soup. You can't really go wrong.
Yes, you have it with bread and butter.
I just I have it with just plain bread.
Yeah,
Just
I like it with bread and butter.
basically, like I get my bowl. I just drink most of the soup with a spoon, and then when it's just like near the bottom, that's when I start like scooping it all up with the bread and just to finish it off.
Yes.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, we've had this question every episode. Well, like the first few episodes, like people always ask us. So I was like, okay, it'll just be a question we ask everyone.
This is a required question now.
Mm-hmm. Our last question that we have is, where can people find you?
In your walls.
That's
Sorry.
where I keep all my spiders. Okay, it's fine.
You can find me, obviously, at PurityValentine on Twitch. So I believe if you click the link in the title, you'll be able to go straight to my Twitch. That is primarily where is most consistently able to find me. I do also have a YouTube at PurityVT. And then I do have a Twitter. It is also PurityVT. No spaces, no underscores, nothing. But it is mostly just for going live announcements. Mm-hmm. Which I actually would more recommend from the Discord, which you can find linked on my Twitch profile. So I'm a bit more active in there. I don't like Twitter very much, so I tend to not use it. However, Blue Sky won't let me in. The capture doesn't work, so there I can't use Blue Sky. So I will never. You can't find me on Blue Sky. Yeah, nice to meet everyone here. I'm glad I got a chance to speak to all the Cinderlings. It's nice to see you for the first time. Thank you again, Cinders, for having me as well.
That's
I
really
appreciate
glad.
you inviting me. I'm glad I got a chance to talk and everything properly. So
I had my list of who are the people I want on like my first, because it's like season 1, right? So it's like who are the first group of people. So you were one of the top of the list, and then when you said yes, I was like, yay! Because I was a bit worried. I was a bit worried because you don't do a lot of collabs. So I was worried.
I know. I'm a rare encounter in group settings, but yeah, no, I'm happy I got to chat and everything. So
and it's good to discuss your lore because you have so much good.
I have so much lore, yeah.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Good night. Onyasumi.